in about 8 months offering other services without a license. She didn't want to get licensed.
That's incredible. So you did 16,000 last month, 16,000 for, yeah, okay. And then how many recruits?
Recruits last month was 16 recruits.
16 recruits, okay. And then
16 recruits, yes.
Okay. So what do you attribute this to?
Well, most importantly, it's the development of people. Now we have trainings. Before we used to do trainings and we encourage people to get on $B Smart, and we trained on the services. Now we tell everybody, look, this is the way we conduct our business. This is the way our team runs business. We send the link. This is the script that you have to know. We're gonna practice. We're gonna try to overcome objections, any objection that any family member might give you. And the most common objection that we get is, well, I already have a financial advisor. Great, awesome. Let's overcome that. How do we overcome that? So we practice, drill, and rehearse on the objections, but most importantly, we practice, drill, and rehearse on the script to set up appointments. Because a lot of these people, Tim, they're not used to setting up their own appointments. Unless they come from that profession, sales profession, retail profession, where they got to go out there and get their own business. They got to fight for their business. They've been in the snake pit before. They're not going to know. A lot of these people that we get have no sales experience, have no retail experience. They're just clocking in and out. So then we tell them, okay, no, go talk to family. They don't know what to say unless we provide them with some practice, drill, and rehearse.
Well, as an employee, a lot of times they're being told when to show up at work, when to go home, so they have a schedule. And when you go into business yourself, you have to create your own schedule. That's new to a lot of people, right?
Yes, and that's a kryptonite. A lot of people go from having a schedule to having no schedule, and then they go, oh, I don't have to work. I control my own schedule. So a lot of people, they catch on to the freedom part before the work part. They want to be free.
So you guys both play different roles, right? What's the roles that you guys play?
Yes. Laura, you want to go for that?
So Tim, I'm responsible more for the brand new recruits coming in as far as getting them licensed and getting them to start setting up their appointments using the $B script. So it's role play. That's the part. Anything having to do with the licensing, I take care of that. And then, of course, my favorite part of the business would be the recognition part. So I take care of that. And then once I set them, I'm setting them up for Robert to go ahead and then execute the $B link, when they're on their appointments. But my priority is to make sure can our newest recruits already set an appointment using the $B scripts. So it's just drill and rehearse, and we do that every Monday night. I take care of that, and then and just tell them, look, I need you all to be on this call no more than 2 to 3 weeks, and I need you booted out because I need you to continue to make money, but being booted out, getting your license. And so if not, they stay in there. So I don't want to see those teammates on Monday night calls when they're just coming in for no more than the 30 days. And get them licensed, and move on.
Well, okay, so what are you doing different with the licensing? Because what do you say your percentage increase was? Past?
Our past notices was up 316%.
So what are you doing to do that? How are you doing it?
I personally, what I'm always talking about is nothing gets done unless we get the license, so you can maximize the income opportunity with Primerica. So I have to stay focused, and I give it life. I'm on the run there with Coach Glenn when he says we need those codes, and we see it all over the company. The Naranjos, who are phenomenal at licensing, and we just got to keep selling it. It's the income, the money, the sales, the protection, everything that we offer, all will happen if we get our people licensed. And so what we like, and that's the talk. If anything, I tell them you're not to get tired of hearing me talk about licensings and coding, because if you don't have a teammate you don't get to maximize the override opportunity that's licensed. So we have to continue. We just continue to keep talking about it, Tim.
So you talk about that promotion, the first promotion, second promotion, what?
We strictly get them promoted to senior rep immediately. Hopefully, it's on the when they're already coming on in, and then get them to district within the sprint to district 30 days.
So to go to senior rep, it takes what is it?
1 by 1,000.
Okay, so you do that quickly.
Mm-hmm.
A recruit is not recruit until they have a recruit, but you motivate them by getting that first promotion.
Yes, and getting them to have their own personal life insurance protection, because we've had teammates be asked, what kind of protection do you have? And if they don't have a Primerica Life, I just, and it's happened to me on a call, you guys, I will tell you, some teammates like, I don't need the life insurance, but I want to sell it. I said, well, how can you if you're not a client of your own business? So we had it happen with one of the teammates, and we kept telling him, you got to get your protection. Well, no, I really don't need it. Okay. But one day it's going to happen. And sure enough, y'all, we were on an appointment, and they asked him, well, if this is so great, is this what you have you and your son protected? And his jaw just dropped. I will be getting that. And as soon as we got the call, I told you so it was going to happen. And I use that story. You all, anything that happens in appointments, use it with your teammates, because I tell you what, nobody wants to feel like the truth be told is, there's your teammates, they got to become a client. They have to be a client of their own business. And everything that we do, Tim, all our teammates that for the most part that are more part-time, full-time, they have identity theft, they have the POP, they have everything. And they have to, if they're going to give it life for another family.
Well, when I was single when I came into the business, 20 years old, and I got the life insurance. It's amazing how many couples got their own insurance just because they asked me, well, do you have some? I go, yeah. And I thought, well, you need it. I really didn't have quite the need for it, but they bought it because they knew I was able to just overcome that just like that. And it's the same thing. What you're saying is true with the will, identity theft, all our products, the Roth IRA. If you don't own it, how can you get someone else to do it, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's and like I said, I think all of us here do probably do we're all RVPs here, and we're our best, we're the best recruiter in the base shop. We know what to do. We know how to do it. The thing is with a lot of our teammates is they have to buy into it. And I think, like you just said it perfectly, it's so easy to protect a family, to help them save money, when we ourselves are our own advocates for our own families, and we have it, so it's been great. What I like the B Dollar Smart is the consulting part. And I just ran one on Tuesday, and we have a follow-up tonight to close out the rocks. We found some investment money, and I know I've heard it on the calls with many great leaders, and even with Sean. It's still, as long as we've been in the business, Tim, it's real hard for me to just, hey, you got money that we can work with? Like, that doesn't come out naturally. But B Dollar Smart does it for me. It doesn't look. What are your top 3? Let's conk and get some good sleep at night, so you're not stressing over on the financial part of things, because everybody has pillow talk in to themselves or to their spouse or to their partner, whomever it is, talking about money, you all. And so what better way to let B Dollar just expose, give them like, oh shoot, we've been talking about this, give that exposure, and then they get the help from us, because now we're talking about what matters for them, not us making a sale. The sale's going to happen regardless. It's just a matter of time. That's how I've always looked at with the help of B Dollar Smart.
Right. So getting licensed, you have expectation with every one of them, and that role playing, you do that every week. Role play with them, and the objection that you throw out to. What was the objection you throw out?
A lot of them are telling, let me think about it. It's usually, we don't have the money. Okay. It's usually that one, you all. And it's let me think about it, and there's some times where I'll get caught up in it. I'll be like, how are we gonna get through this? But I sometimes do it purposely, Tim, because I need them to know we're just this real like them coming into the business and learning. And then bottom line is, sometimes a lot of our teammates think we know it all. And I always tell them, I am a student of this business just like you all. Sometimes I get tangled up, and if it happens, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna work through it. But the realness, the more real you can be with your teammates, your newest recruit, you will give them that hope that they too can learn, and that they're not alone trying to learn, and not mess with their mentality. Because remember this, it's a lot of hype when we get excited and we bring them on, right? Then they get into it and it's like, holy crap, what did I get myself into? Because it's majority of our teammates, like Robert said, they don't have that sales experience. I didn't have it. I didn't. No. I didn't have it in me. So I was very uncomfortable to just go and try to sell something. And that's what they're coming in with, thinking that's what they got to sell. And with B Dollar Sounds like, are you kidding me? B Smart just exposes what matters to them, and then we are in compliance with what to say because we got great people who put the scripts together. So I tell them, I say, for our non-security agents, the fact that you all made it for life license and then securities only, I tell them, look, you can speak about it, just don't go into details, because the scripts tell you exactly what you can say. Now, if you deviate off of that, now you could potentially put yourself exposed for something you shouldn't be saying. So that's why those scripts are so important for any
Thank you.
brand new RVP, or any RVP trying to get their teammates on the B Dollar League.
Okay, I think Rena was asking, do you role play in person or in Zoom?
We're doing it all Zoom as of right now, because the majority of our team is south from us, about almost 2 hours south of us.
Okay.
But since we do in-person training, you all, we've got that back up and going. Every third Saturday is at our office. So this Saturday is coming up. We're going to be doing some role playing in person, because that is extremely important. If you are able to meet with your team weekly, get the role playing done. If anything, everything else can wait. But if you get them more comfortable with speaking, the for them it's proper wording. When they see these scripts, I don't speak like that. I know you don't speak like that, but we got to learn to speak professional when we're talking with our people, or when you're talking with somebody new. So you're building credibility with yourself. So as long as we can get that more in person, it's like the classroom. It's my environment. The teacher part comes out. We're teaching our teammates how to speak, and get comfortable with it.
Yeah, because they don't realize. And that's what we did with Tom Hopkins. We taught Tom Hopkins a lot, because they got to learn how to sell, how the fundamentals of sales. I know my first year in real estate, when I was in college, I made $3,000 the whole year. And then I found this book on the guy that hired me into his firm only had 5 agents, and he really didn't work it. But I saw over on the shelf a book of Tom Hopkins. I read it, and that it just so happened 2 months later, I met a person that had their whole video training. It was Tom Hopkins, and I went from 3,000 to 29,000 the next year just because of Tom Hopkins training. So you're right. That's so vital for them to learn the art of leading with questions and all. I want to ask you about you track this stuff, right? You track where people are at and where they're going. This doesn't just happen random. Hey, I hope everybody gets a senior rep. I hope everybody gets a district.
No. We have to track all of that. And the good thing is, and this is where our partnership in our base shop, like with Robert, I go, okay, I've got this person ready. You're next to take them, tag team. You get them going. Let's go. Because at the end of the day, we're always looking at team cash.
And how you track that, how you get the activity going.
So the activity, immediately we have our regional leaders who have to help us. We communicate quite a bit with the regional leaders. We who do we got going on? What are the appointments? You got to set we got to set something. We cannot go dry. Okay. But and as well as Robert and myself, we always have to keep producing. I'm a firm believer that if we are not setting the example, Okay, if we're not setting the example to make it look how easy it is. We just, like yesterday, we wrote up almost what was it, over 2,000 in premium, Robert? You know, just after going to church, you know, and having lunch. I was like, oh look, we've been after this client for over 2 years, finally. And she goes, I think we need to reschedule. No, we're not going to reschedule. And we're not rescheduling. You need the protection. You already said it. We're going to close it out, and it won't take us long. And we did it. We did it because we ran the B dollar the link, but at tracking it, we have to show by example. We at least us. I still call ourselves rookie RVPs. You know, we haven't been tenured in there. We're year 7, going on year 7. So.
But you track it on a spreadsheet or what? Where people are at?
Well, I'm old school, Tim. So mine's on spirals.
Okay.
I'm very old school. You know.
Hey, all day you keep a track. That's the main thing.
It's what works. I don't like to reinvent the wheel, right? You know, if it's working for me, we're good. So slowly moving towards the technology part. But if I don't write it in my brain, it could be easily missed because it's happened to me. And if I don't track somebody, and then, so as soon as they get licensed, Tim, I will tell you this, we focus a lot once they get licensed. If they're not at district by the time they get appointed, we're on the hustle. We're on the hustle because we want everybody, and that's what we're talking about. Everybody should be appointed at the district leader commission.
So they're pre-qualifying. They already got the results. They just need the license to do it. And that motivates them because people want to get promoted. So if you focus on promotion, that creates that sense of urgency of getting it done now. So what do you guys see your numbers being over the next 12 months or whatever?
Ooh, good one. Robert, answer that one.
Oh,
Now let's shorten it, 90 days. So
we should be at over 30 by 30 base shop already.
wow. And what were you before B Dollar Smart?
Before B Dollar Smart, well, the thing is, in 2021, we averaged, I think, 25 by 25 in 2021. And then in 2020, going into 2021, then, like my wife says, I decided to go get COVID and get hospitalized for 2 months.
Then it threw everything off.
Yeah, it threw a wrench in the engine because why? I was the presenter for the whole team. I did all the presentations for all the team. So once I was out, guess what? People try to do what I was doing, and they found out it was pretty hard. So numbers started going down.
So
then we were struggling to hit a 10 by 10, which was crazy. I was like, how do we go from a 25 to 25 to struggle for a 10 by 10? It was just crazy.
COVID threw it off, but now you're back on track to do it. And like Robert said, told me the other day that you do all the work, Robert, right?
Yes.
Not Laura.
No, she does all the back end work.
He didn't say that.
Back end, the compliance, all the stuff to keep the base shop protected.
Tim, don't go breaking a happy home, Tim.
That's right. Hey, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. So keep up the good work. 16 recruits, and wow, those numbers, getting past and licensing, you guys are doing something different than you did before. So thanks for sharing that. So,
well,
hey,
I think
go ahead.
the good one more thing, Tim, with the B Dollar Smart, it's made it so much easier to just double digit and at least make 10 by 10 minimum. On I will tell you that with the B Dollar Smart. So if you're not using it fully, you are really just buy into it, just keep hanging on to it, and you will start seeing 10 by 10 at minimum, and then everything will start to flourish from there.
Wow.
One of the things, Tim, that a lot of people say is like, well, my family member, they just want to get life insurance. They don't want to know anything else. Okay, great. Let's type up a life insurance policy. I don't fight the objection. I roll with the objection. So we type up a life insurance policy, and then after we type it up, I tell them, listen, Tim, I'm happy that we're able to help you with the life insurance, but you got 10 more minutes? Sure. What's going on? Let me send you a link. Do me a favor, fill it out. Let me know when you're done, okay? Send them the link. They're like, what is all this? Those are all the other things that I can help you with.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I've been thinking about getting a will. I just don't know where to go. I want to save money on my auto insurance. So other business, we don't try to push the objection out of the way. We roll with the objection. They just want to get the life insurance. They just want to fill out the IBA. Great. I don't use a B Dollar Smart right away it's not presented at the beginning, but it is a priority for us to use the B Dollar Smart link every single time.
Right. Well, you roll with the objection. That's because you're prepared for the objection. You already have them prepared for it. So that's
Yes.
very good. How many license agents do you have are dependently B Dollar Smart on this? I don't know. All your agents, B Dollar are active in B Dollar Smart. Some are, some aren't.
Well, it's like everything else. You can have 100 agents, but you have 5 that are active.
And you got one you're telling me about that's doing fantastic. Is that the lady that made 8,000 with auxiliary products?
Yes, she's actually right now, she's a regional leader, and she's hopefully, well, not hopefully, she's gonna cross over 50,000 this month.
Wow. And what's her name? Julie? Is that
Julie Pulido, yes.
okay? She's the one we're having on Saturday, right?
Yes, we're gonna try to, yes, sir.
Okay, fantastic. Interview her. 50,000. Wow. What level?
Regional leader. She's
Wow.
she's a business owner, so she's doing this part-time, and her husband is an investigator for the police department, so they're part-time. They're not actually full-time, and they're already earning. Last month they made $8,000 last month.
Wow. That we had 2 people, I think, last month, I think came on made over 100,000 as a regional leader. I thought, unbelievable. Scott, I think Ron Lorian is on here. Ron, I think you started that whole thing about, yeah, there you are, Ron. So, and I don't know what income you're at now, but I know that you were making over 100,000 as a district leader. So you might share with them where you're at now. So, but hey, let's go to any thoughts on that, Sean? You had your cowboy hat on, Sean. Did you go from Florida to Nashville?
I just landed in Nashville, boys.
Okay, I mean, so you're on the beach, and then you go to Nashville. You wear a cowboy hat. Okay, you don't look like a consultant, though.
I landed here just a little bit ago. Went by nursing home, see my dad, check in with him, and see how he's doing, and then flew over here to get on. But yeah, we're ready to roll.
Okay. Well, you when you wore that hat, it didn't look like you're a financial consultant. I don't know. Maybe
I don't look like one without the hat.
Okay.
I got to tell people, I said, yeah, I'm in financial, but they go, what? Really? I go, I know.
I ride a horse. That's what I do.
You know what? You want to have a distinct look. You don't want to look like the Edward Jones guy or the American Express guy. You want to look like an individual, and so I'd be a little bit more fun to hang out with, I guess. But
that'd be right. Hey, we're gonna go.
I've got some. Yeah.
We're gonna go to Liddell Walden. Liddell, are you on?
Yes, sir. I'm here, Tim. Good morning. Good morning.
Liddell, you did 100. I think I saw in the state bulletin 186 recruits last month.
Yes, sir.
We played your video last week, how you overcame the 2 objections that most people have because they've never been in financial services. One is, can I do it? And the other one is, how do you get your leads? And we showed on there how you did it with a new person. And I thought that's one of the best things I've seen on how to overcome those 2 things. Share real quick on that, your thoughts on that, and then I want to ask you a few more questions.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, one of it's 2 reasons people normally don't do the business. Number 1, they don't have the money, or number 2, they just don't think they can do it. So this showing them the simplicity of this is what we do and this is how we do it, and all you got to do is send them a link, and then they fill it out. It tells them what they need to work on, and then all you got a little, I call it a cheat sheet. I know y'all call it teleprompter. You got the little cheat sheet that you can use, and all you got to do is click on it. It tells you exactly what you got to say, and it walks you right through it. I was doing an appointment last night with a new recruit, and I pulled up the link, and I said, okay, read this slide. And it's the first time she ever saw it, and she sounded like she's been doing it forever. And I asked the client, I said, she sounded like she's been doing this a million times. She said, yeah, she sounded real good because all you got to do is read it. I said, now, can you do what she just did? Can you just read? So, I mean, just the simplicity of it just lets people know that they can do it.
So you do that with a new recruit with to basically recruit them on because they don't believe they can do it. So you don't explain a bunch of stuff. You just show them, right?
Just show them how simple it is.
Yeah. So now, how are you using the BDR Smart to build your business?
To me, it's a great recruiting tool from the standpoint of, again, you show the simplicity of what we do when you're sitting down with somebody, because and once people see it, it's like, I can really do this. Because I mean, a lot of times people think financial services is complicated. A lot of people they spoke with when it comes to finances, it's kind of like they talk over their head. So when they actually see it's not as hard or as complicated as people think it is, it gives people a little relief, like, okay, maybe I can do this. I give it a shot and see if it's for me. I mean, you never know if you can do it until you give it a shot. So, you know, people are hypocrites to me. You know, they tell the kids you can do whatever you want to do, you can be whatever you want to be, and then when you become an adult, you start saying, I can't do this and I can't do that. You can do it if you got somebody that's going to teach you, and if you got a cheat sheet to go along with it. How can you not do it?
Now, you recruit a lot of people using your business, what do you call it? Business seminar or your what?
Yeah, we do a webinar. So we do a lot of activity, and we do interviews throughout the week. We do most days there's 4 different interview slot times. So we do group interviews. So all my guys feed people in, and I got my leaders, they do individual time slots. And we recruit a lot of people through there. The people that don't have the money right then, and we send them to our webinar. The people that do have the money, we send them to our webinar. Everybody comes to the webinar as we sit down with different clients and the appointments. They come to the webinars. It's part of what we do. Is everybody's got to come to the webinar because you got the best people working for you. It's kind of like, I know there's probably a lot of young people up here, but you know, I got this from Larry Waddell. Part of the 4-point game plan was, he said everybody's got to come to the op meeting. He said that you got the best people working for you. It's kind of like the Dallas Cowboys back in the day. If they got into a goal line position, they would give the ball to Tony Dorsett because they knew he was going to punch the ball in the end zone. Well, it's the same way now. You got the Michael Jordans, the LeBron James, the Kobe Bryant, so Primerica working for you. All you got to do is get them on the meeting and let the best people work for you. So that's just part of our philosophy.
So how do you do that with a group meeting? I know you overcome the objection with the new recruit on can I do it and how do I get my leads? How do you do it with the group meeting, or do you?
Now, we don't really go as in depth because sometimes we have 20, 30 people up there. So we just kind of talk about the $B and how it actually works. And, you know, send a link, get the alerts. We show a little slide with different alerts pop up, and that's what it does. Then we consult with the clients and show them exactly how it works.
So, and you have 200 recruits. Are all of them doing the B Smart app?
No, all of them aren't doing it. Some of my leaders do, some don't. I don't micromanage them. Like, whatever they feel comfortable doing, that's what I let them do. So some of them use it, some of them don't.
Yeah, some people don't want to change. I mean, they want to still do the old 30-hour presentation. So, you know, because that's what I've been doing all these years. So, you know, on that. But it's important to own the own product, though, right? With these new recruits.
Absolutely. I mean, how can you get somebody to do something that you're not doing? You know, somebody asks you, do you own it? You say no. Like, I mean, does that really show that you're serious about it? You really believe in it if you don't own it? So you got to have something that you own yourself. That's your story. Nobody can take your own personal story away from you. That's your testimony. This is where I was. This is what I was able to do. Before I got into Primerica and did B Smart, this is what my finance looked like. I did B Smart and told me I need to do this. And then I started working on putting some different strategies together.
Right. And so, and it's not just before it was like the life insurance and investment, but they need to own all the products like identity theft or will, because they're going to get the objection probably with that too, right?
Absolutely. Take advantage of the mortgage board.
Share some ideas that you think can help others with regard to BDR Smart that you're using.
To me, I'm sold out on recruiting, so I just, I believe that everybody can do it. But you gotta learn how to show people how simple this thing is, and then you gotta find out what it is that people want. Because if you find out what it is they want, you can show them how they can get it through using the B Smart technology. Because once you get involved, this is all you're gonna do is you're gonna send a link over to a client. It's gonna tell them exactly what areas of their finances they need to work on, and then all you gotta do is consult with them. And as you consult with them, you're gonna be able to help them put those different strategies in place, and you're gonna make money. But on top of that, you get to build yourself an agency. In the agency, you teach people how to do the same exact thing. And as they do the same exact thing, then you get to benefit from what we call the overrides or the passive income, the money, making money while you sleep and making money while you're on vacation, because that's really what everybody wants. Everybody wants to make a lot of money and not do a lot for it. But you got to come in and learn how to do it and teach it to other people. So I think you just got to find out what people want and then help them get it. Because if you help them get what they want, you'll get what you want as a byproduct.
So that increase my income alert, you really practice hard on that one, right?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So, for example, share a little bit. I know some of them have already seen it, but can you share a little bit how you use that?
Okay. All right. So, Tim, let me ask you a question. Now, you said you want to make an extra $2,000 a month, am I right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, look, what's some goals and dreams that you have? What's some things that you actually want to accomplish?
Well, I want to be financially independent.
Okay. Do you know what it takes to be financially independent?
No.
So if I can show you how you can become financially independent 5 or 10 years sooner than what you're already on track for, and show you how to extra $2,000 to help you get there, yeah, you would definitely want me to show you how to do that, correct?
Now, look at that, Sean. That was really good because you turned it into a question. I go, no, I don't. You could have said, well, I could show you, but you didn't say that. You put it to a question. If I could show you how to do it 5 or 10 years sooner. Yeah, keep on. I just thought that was important. So.
That's the fundamentals that's been embedded in me, I guess.
Right. So, yeah, and I'd like to move to a different house too.
Okay. Well, what kind of house would you live in? Would you live in the same area? Just describe the house.
Out in the country.
Out in the country. How big would it be?
I probably have about 40 acres with some horses, and I might get a cowboy hat like Sean.
Okay. How much you think something like that would cost you? 40 acres and with a big house on
probably a little over $1 million for sure.
A little over $1 million. Okay. Yeah. If I can help you make enough money where you'd be able to do that in the next 5 to 10 years by teaching you how to build an actual business that pays you the kind of money so that you can do that, is that something you want me to show you how to do?
Sure.
Okay. All right. What's some other things you like to do?
I'd like to travel.
Travel. Okay. Anywhere in particular you like to go, or anywhere that you've been you like to go back?
I'd like to go to Australia. I've been to Iceland. I'd love to go back there too. So, and I always love Hawaii, all the islands there.
Okay, well, I'm gonna challenge you to take a look and see how much it would cost, and based on the amount of time that you would stay there, so you know how much money it is that you need to accomplish to be able to do that. And you said Hawaii. Have you ever priced, how much it would cost you to go to Hawaii?
Okay, that's a good point. So, okay, those are my goals.
Okay, all right. So now, being that those are your goals, now obviously we're not gonna hit those goals overnight. But if I can show you a legitimate way that you can actually hit those different goals and dreams through building yourself a financial firm, will you allow me to help you do that?
Sure.
Okay. Now, how many hours per week would you be willing to invest if I could show you how to accomplish those different goals and dreams that you have?
Probably 10.
Probably about 10.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. Now, is that like the weekends? Is that, the weekdays? What would probably be best for you as far as your schedule?
Probably weekends.
Weekends? Okay. All right, well, let me ask you a couple questions just to see if you qualify. Do you have any misdemeanors or felonies in your background that would prevent you from getting licensed?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, look, let me kind of show you the kind of money that you can make, and then I just kind of go into showing the kind of money that you can make from actually sitting down helping a client.
Okay. Okay. So, but one of my objections is I don't know if I can do this. I've never been in financial services, and I know probably 20 people because I just moved here probably 4 years ago.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question, Tim. Do you think I can do this?
What's that?
Do you think I can do this?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And you say you know about 20 people?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So you know the people. I know how to do Primerica. And when you put us together, we're a dynamic duo. We're like Jordan and Pippen. We're like Kobe and Shaq. You can't go wrong if you team up with me. And I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it. You know, you remember earlier I showed you those different alerts we went over. Let me show you how simple this thing is. And I'm gonna pull up and I'm gonna show you. Here's a little cheat sheet. I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, earlier you said you had a wheel, and then this is just read this for me, Tim. And then
Okay.
is that what I just said, Tim?
Yeah,
All right. So you think if you just read this, you think you'd be able to do it?
I think so.
Okay. Now, Tim, now let me ask you this. Now, I just shared with you this app. If you could only share this app with 3 people, the 3 most important people in your life, who would you share this app with? You can only share it with 3 people, Tim.
Only 3? I guess definitely Roger, Joe, and Sue.
Okay. Why would you share it with Roger, Joe, and Sue?
Well, because I know they got things they need to fix and they want to be financially independent. And the other one definitely wants to get out of debt. So, and the other one I know definitely needs to make more income. They're a teacher and they're frustrated about their income.
Okay. Now that was just one example of some of how I'm gonna help you build your business and help you get referrals. But as you notice, let's scroll down on this alert on the wheel. You see here where actually you know anybody that may need a wheel.
Now, are you sharing your screen or what?
Yeah, I'm sharing it with them. If I get that objection, I'm not sharing it right now. I'm just kind of.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm just talking through.
Okay, got it. And you show them the screen and you have them read it, right?
I have them read it. Okay, and see, this is how we get our clients. People always ask me, tell me, well, where do you get your clients from? Well, when we sit down and educate a client about these different things that help them through the $B Smart, then boom, we ask them these questions and they introduce us to other people. That's how we get our referrals.
Wow. So, and you show them how to do it because they actually did it and gave you names. So they proved to themselves that they could, how to get the leads on that part of it. So, and I like the way you said you get that sense of business ownership, building a business from very beginning when you're talking to them, right?
Correct. And I'm looking to build a business. I'm not looking for people to just come in and sell the products. I know most people are gonna do that. But I'm trying to plant the seed. I'm trying to find out up front. I'm dangling a carrot out there. I'm throwing some bait out there just to see if they really want to work for themselves, see if they really want to be a business owner. Because those are the people that I really want to spend my time working with. Because I've got to find regional vice presidents. That's the only way that I can get free and do the things I want to do. Is I've got to find some regional vice presidents, not some agents, but regional vice presidents.
So are you looking for a certain type of person? Because there's the employee mindset, there's the entrepreneur. Are you really focused on looking for a certain type?
Well, I'm definitely looking for people that's got some leadership skills, people that say they want to work for themselves, things of that nature. I mean, look, I'm going to recruit everybody because I don't know who may want to actually do it, but I'm definitely got my antennas up for certain types of people.
Right.
People that's competitive, people that play sports. Maybe they do something on the side. So I'm looking for people that's already got some business maturity about it.
And you also overcame the objection of, well, I don't know if I could do it, but you asked that question, what was it? Do you believe I could do it? What was that you asked?
Right. Do you think I can do it?
And I go, yes.
Right. Well, you can't lose if you know the people. I know Primerica. When you put us together, we're a dynamic duo. We're like Jordan and Pippen. We're like Kobe and Shaq. We can't be stopped. You know people. I know Primerica. You can get me in the door. I can get in their head and talk to them about their money.
So their only job is to get people in front of you and watch. Basically, that's how you get trained.
That's it. Can you do what Sean's doing right now, Tim?
Yeah.
What's Sean doing right now?
He was wearing a hat. I think I could do that.
If you can do that, then you can do this.
So what's your main focus then with B Smart? What do you think you're going to be able to do? Because you're at 186 recruits. What's your goal?
Well, this year, my hierarchy, we've got a goal right now to recruit 5,000 people this year. Currently at RVP, I got one more RVP. I'll be an SVP. We got 5 RVPs total. So by the end of the year, the goal is to be a senior national sales director. And so that's just little milestones we're working on as we move forward throughout the year. But the main thing is 5,000 recruits. So I believe we get 5,000 recruits. Everything else is going to be a byproduct and it's going to happen the way we need it to happen.
Now, a question I was thinking of, because you don't just recruit, go out there and hey, come on, recruit on board. At the business meeting you have, do you talk about build a business and kind of owning a business? Do you talk anything about that at that meeting you have each week?
Absolutely. We talk about multiplication.
Okay. And what do you share about the part of owning a business?
As far as owning the business, we just talk about building a business that's going to create you a passive income. And when I showed the example of getting 3 people, and when you get 3 people, okay, what we found is everybody knows at least 3 people that want to make some more money. So let's say you go and get your 3 people. We call them Rick, John, and Mary. Okay, each one of them. What we're gonna do after we help you, we're gonna help them get their 3 because they want to get 3 just like you want to get 3. So now they got their 3. We help them get 3, which is 9. Then we're gonna do the same thing with them. We're gonna help those 9 go get 3, which is 27. Then we're gonna help those 27 go get 3, which is 81. When you add them all together, that's 120 people. Well, now let's plug some of these products and services back into the system that we use through our $B Smart. So now we got somebody, let's say they need Vivid. Well, when they go out and do Vivid, person down here's gonna get paid, this person get paid, this person get paid, this person get paid. But most importantly, who's gonna get paid, Tim? You're gonna get paid, okay? All right, now let's say over here we got somebody that need investments. All right, the person down here, they help with investments, they get paid, this person get paid, this person get, this person, boom, you get paid. So we show the multiplication, and you got all these people that they're out helping clients, and then you're getting paid because you went out and got 3 people.
Wow. And you talk about the money that they can make and all, so, and build their own business. Sean, any thoughts with what Liddell said here?
I mean, I think it's fantastic. Again, reinforcing the simplicity. People have the time to do anything that's worthwhile. When somebody tells you they don't have the time, that yes, they do. If they have the belief that they can be successful here, they'll do it. The reason they don't believe it is I think it's difficult. So if you show them, say, look, it's really, really simple. Read it. Don't just say, read that, and they're sitting there reading the screen. So no, out loud. Read it out loud. And actually make them read it out loud. I said, there you go. You can do it.
Hey,
said,
Sean, you did that
yeah.
at the home office when we picked out a person. We picked out a person, you know, to have them read it, to show them how BD Assist works. And they did fantastic. Everybody was kind of laughing afterwards. And then we go, man, you ought to come into our business and get licensed.
we were in the war room. We had 30 executives in there and field distributors and supervisors. And I'd already talked to the guy. And I said, look, you have not met me until about 15 minutes ago. Is that correct? He goes, correct. I said, okay, watch this. And we just pulled up BD Assist. I go, start reading. He goes, what? I said, read the screen, start reading. And he went through it. I go, you're trained. And everybody's like, holy cow.
You could do it. Rather than
and that first couple too, when you were talking about, you know, the licensing went up 360% over the year before. Guys, that's straight home office stats. You get 1 ancillary sale, 1 ID theft, 1 auto and home, 1 PLPP, 1 Vivid, but 1, just bottom line is put a check in their pocket before they're licensed. The probability of them getting licensed goes up 5-fold. Goes from 12.4% to over about 65%. It's insane. Just get them producing, put a check in their pocket.
Right. So yeah, it's getting that license with it. So someone was asking, Alison Beck was when do you talk about licensing? Is it in the first 30 days or do you delay that a bit?
So when it comes to licensing, my guys know we don't put nobody in the licensing process for 14 days. So when we sign you up today, you know, it's 14 days before you go to class. Because we want to get you out in the field. We want to get some people on your team. We want to show you how it works. And then if we help get some people on your team, then you're more likely to go to class because you got some other people on your team that you can't override if you don't actually have a license.
No, so people do it different ways, though. What you must have found out it didn't work the other way for you, and so you started focusing on activity and getting results for them before you get them licensed.
Yes, sir. I've done it before where I just get people licensed, and that was all they did was got a license. And after they got licensed, that was like they hit their peak, you know. And then I never saw them again. So we never got anything out of it. So at least if we take you out in the field, we can get some more people through you. We can find some clients, make some money. So that was just, you know, what I found doing it that way.
So you go kind of like with that philosophy, just like Art. A recruiter's not recruit until they have a recruit, right?
Correct.
So. Because you want to get them that senior rep contract, that district contract, or at least pre-qualify for it?
Yes, sir.
So you're really focused on pre-qualifying for it, And if they already got that, they're pre-qualified, the licensing is kind of like a automatic. I mean, you already got a team, you're already there. Would you like to get licensed to have that 50% contract take place, right?
Right, and I helped you get some referrals, so then you got somewhere to go, and you got a team once you get your license.
So you get their list right away, all their list of 20, or how do you do that?
Yeah, so well, y'all, most people familiar with the 4-minute drill. I changed it to the 6-minute name game. So I just take a minute, 30 seconds on each category instead of a minute. And then I just have them write down the first name of each one of those categories. And then after that, then we go back and qualify them. And then we set the appointments based off of that. And then we invite people to the webinar based off of, how they qualify.
Wow, that is fantastic. Love working with you, and I love the way you overcame that, and you are very good at asking questions and getting people to move ahead. I thought that was fantastic. Yeah, we got to put this on the archive where you guys on-demand training so you guys can use it for your agents there. Appreciate it so much, Liddell.
Thank you. Look, I'm an introvert, so I had to learn how to ask questions so I could find out what people wanted.
So, thank you, Liddell. That's fantastic. So, hey, Sean.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, without your cowboy hat, what you got?
I'm ready. So here's the thing: when it comes down to building wealth, again, the stats came out on 2023. Most Americans, by the time they retire, over 50% of Americans have less than $10,000 saved for retirement at age 65. But they've been working for 40 years, some of them for 47 years since they're 18. So getting that pack set up is important, but if it's only $25, $50, $100 a month, it doesn't get them there. It gives them a warm, fuzzy feeling they're doing something. They'll be half broke instead of completely broke. And I know I'm talking 100 miles an hour, but we only got a few minutes left, so here we go. Pack Plus, pre-authorized checking, the bank drafts that fund IRAs, covered L's, voluntary accounts, whatever the case may be. So here's the real quick role play, Tim. So we're talking about the Roth IRA. You want to do that. I'd say, is it fair I know you're only doing $300 per month, but is it fair for me to assume that as you make more money and pay down your debt, you'll actually put more money into your investments?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, it's been our experience that if we don't send you systematic reminders, it's just really easy for time to go by. So we have something called Pack Plus. And again, we just send you systematic reminders to increase the amount that you're putting away, whether it be every 6 months or once a year. So do you want us to remind you every 6 months or once a year?
Every 6 months.
Okay. So is it fair for me to assume that you're doing $300 a month is what you want to do? And you guys, obviously the example I'm going to show you is for joint tenants with right of survivorship or TODs, individual accounts, because we're capped out on Roths. I just want to show you the power of this thing. Okay. So is it fair for me to assume you could come up with an extra $1 a day in 6 months?
Sure, I can do that.
Okay. Well, that's 10%, right? That's $30 over the 300. If they're doing $100 a month, is it fair for me to assume you can come up with an extra $10 in the next, in the next 6 months? You go, yeah, great. So I'm going to put you down for 10% every 6 months, and it's automatic. Worst case scenario, I'm put them down for 10%. Once a year. But I'm going to do a share screen here real quick. And I'm going to show you this because if I just told you the numbers, you won't believe it. So I've got this worked up and saved in what's it doing here? In POL. So here we go. And then good grief if I can get to it. Okay.
In the meantime, March 9th, we're going to have Deception of the Corporate Dream with Bill Render live. We're going to be, the whole show on Saturday will be at Deception of the Corporate Dream. That's just March 9th.
Okay, here we go. So what this is showing is $10 a day, $300 per month. As you invested that, $300 per month for the last 30 years, January 1st of 94 through January 1st of 2024. Today, you'd have 452,000 over you see here on the right, 452,000. So keep that number in mind. Okay. Then I'm going to say, well, what if we do 10%? Please open. Good grief. Well, it's not going to open. Then I'm just going to read it off to you. If we do 10%, I'm going to stop sharing, just read it off to you. So You guys can do this. Hang on. Boom. Okay, is it stop share? Okay, here we go. On this. Okay, so on the 10% per year Pack Plus, 10% per year, that same scenario, starting out with $10 a day. If you really had to cut some expenses, surely you could come up with $10 a day. 10. Don't go to Starbucks. Don't eat out every day a week. Could you come up with $10 a day? They go, sure. Well, then let's do at least $300 a month to your Roth. Now, if you just do 10% a year increase on Pack Plus, that same scenario, Tim, I just showed you, where you end up with $452,000, 10% per year Pack Plus turns that into $1,355,000. Okay. Are y'all still on?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, good. All right. And if you do 10% every 6 months, and these are compounded 10%, just so you know, if you do 10% every 6 months, that same scenario grows to $8,480,000. Now you stop and think about this. The rule of 72, 10% rate of return, your money doubles every 7 years, right? Divide 10 and 72. Every 7 years, your money doubles. Understand your trail income, your 12B1s, your trail income increases by the rate of return of the mutual funds. So your income can double from your current bank drafts into investments every 7 years. If you do 10% Pack Plus on top of the 10% growth, so just 10% a year Pack Plus on a 10% market return, your 12B1 income doubles every 3.4 years. Now, if you're only making $1,000 a month, well, there's 2,000, 4,000, 8, 16, 32, 64. You understand it's absolutely inevitable to make $50, $75 to $100,000 per month if you just teach people to check the dang box and ask the question, is it fair for me to assume as you pay down your debt and earn more money, you'll put more money into your investments? Yep. Well, guess what? If we don't send you systematic reminders, we start you out at $300 per month. Guess how much you're still going to be investing 5 years from now? They get it right every time. They go $300 a month. They go, right. So do you want us to remind you every 6 months or just once a year? Well, how's it work? Well, could you come up with an extra $1 a day 6 months from now? Well, sure. I'll put you down for 10% every 6 months. Got your driver's license on you? No? Go get it. Close that bad boy. Somebody's asking, what was that example on? SHRAX. But any of the growth funds or aggressive growth funds with Fidelity or American Funds Group, any of them, you'll have the same returns. It'll be insane and ridiculous. Now, are they going to do 10% every 6 months for 30 years? No. But they'll end up with an extra couple million instead of 8 million. They might only end up with 2 or 2.5. But that's way better than 452 grand.
You know,
And
Sean,
just knowing that you have 10% raise is amazing.
yeah. You know, Sean, your ABC of way of investing and some of the scripts that you're using there. I remember before BD Assist, I was trying to show you what we're going to come out with. And I had the screen up there. I go, hey, I'm going to show you how I do the ABCs of investing. And you go, all right, go ahead, Tim. And I was reading it. You didn't know it. I was going through it and you go, wow, you did pretty good. You know, it's kind of like, have you been working on that? And I go, no, here's what I did. You know, I'm reading it right off the script. And then we came out with BD Assist. So I looked really professional.
Peter.
I really looked good.
No, that was it. I go, holy cow, man, he's crushing it. But yeah, you guys,
really
it's
good at
so
investing.
simple. You know, we have the responsibility to the clients to not just do life insurance, man. Most
Right.
99.9% of your clients are not going to die under coverage, but all of them are going to retire and struggle unless we don't help them. Just do both. Just do both.
Well,
And
the
if you
thing
don't
is
want to
that-
do it, get somebody in your base shop to do them all.
Yeah, exactly. Delegate. And
Yep.
now that we made it so simple with BDR Smart, they should own all the products or, you know, get it taken care of if they just did
Yep.
that alone. So,
So they
fantastic.
went for Tech Talk.
All right, Tech Talk. Okay, Stephanie, take over. And we'll see you guys on Saturday. We're going to be interviewing the lady that Robert.
Recording stopped.
Julie will be on Saturday. I'll be interviewing one of their top people for Saturday or when it comes to what she's doing, how she's doing it with all the products and recruiting. So there you go, Stephanie. See you guys Saturday.